This is a true story of how AI replaced my job and now I earn more money than ever before. The year is 2023. I'm a 37-year-old writer. I live in a city, earn about $80 an hour, and life is great. One day I get an email from a large corporation asking if I want to do some freelance work for them. They need someone who can write about technology topics and they will pay me up to $200 per article. Sounds like a great opportunity for me to make some extra cash. So I send them a few writing samples and wait to hear back. A week later, they respond and say that they would like to hire me. They tell me that they have a lot of content that needs to be written and ask if I can handle it. I tell them that I can write up to 10 articles per week, which is a lot, but I really want this job. The next day, I get a message from a project manager at the company. She tells me that she will send me all the articles I need to write and asks when I can complete them. I tell her that I can write up to 10 articles per week, and she says that, great. Here are your first 10 articles. Please send them back by Friday. When I open the messages, I see that she has sent me 10 different topics to write about. One of the topics is top 10 ways to improve your credit score. Another one is how to get a personal loan with bad credit. And another one is best credit cards for people with bad credit. I read through the list of topics. I realized that they are all about personal finance and credit scores. I don't know much about these topics and I'm not sure where to start. But I've been a writer for over 10 years, and I've written about everything from travel to food to technology. So I figure it'll be easy enough to just do some research and write the articles. I spend the next few hours researching each of the topics and taking notes. Then I sit down to write. I'm excited to get started on this new project, but I'm also a little bit nervous. I haven't written about personal finance before, and I'm not sure how well I'll do. As I write the first article, I start to feel confident that I've got this. I'm a fast writer, and I know how to make the content sound interesting and engaging. I finish the first article and then move on to the second one. Time flies by, and before I know it, I've finished all 10 articles. I take a look at the clock, and it's Thursday afternoon. I still have until Friday to send them back, but I figured why wait? I click the send button, and then I relax. I spent all day yesterday writing, so I deserve a break. I go out with some friends. We have a great time catching up and laughing. We talk about our jobs and our lives, and I tell them about the new project I'm working on. They are impressed when I tell them that I'll be writing 10 articles per week for the company. The next morning, I wake up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the next set of articles. When I open my laptop, I see an email from the project manager. I click on it, and my heart sinks. The subject line reads, "Your last assignment." I read the email, and my stomach drops. It says, "Thank you for completing your first set of articles. These were very helpful and we appreciate your hard work. However, we've decided to move in a different direction with this project. We won't need any more articles at this time. We wish you the best in your future endeavors." I close the laptop and feel tears stinging my eyes. I had worked so hard on those articles and I was excited to get started on the next set. I was already picturing what I was going to write about and how I was going to make each article better than the last one. Now it's all for nothing. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself down. I know that this is just a temporary setback and that I'll find something else to write about soon, but I can't help feeling disappointed. I needed this job. I've been writing for over 10 years and I've never been rejected like this before. I force myself to get out of bed and get dressed. I need to pull myself together and figure out what my next move is. As I walk down the street, I see a coffee shop and decide to go in. I need a caffeine fix to help me focus and come up with a plan. As I sit down at a table, I take out my phone and start scrolling through job listings. I see a job for a content writer at a tech company. The job posting says that they are looking for someone who can write about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I'm interested in this job, but I'm not sure if I'm qualified. I apply anyway, and then go back to searching for more job openings. The next day, I get an email from a recruiter at the tech company. She tells me that my resume stood out among the hundreds of applicants and asks if I'd like to interview for the content writer position. I tell her that I would love to interview for the job, and we set a time to talk. During the interview, I am asked questions about my experience writing about technology topics. I tell the interviewer about the articles I wrote for the large corporation and how I was responsible for researching, writing, and editing each article. I also talk about my experience writing for other tech companies and my passion for artificial intelligence and machine learning. The interviewer is impressed with my qualifications and offers me the job on the spot. I am so happy to have found a new job so quickly after being let go from the large corporation. I start working at the tech company the next day, and I am excited to get started. My first task is to write an article about the latest developments in artificial intelligence. I spend several hours researching the topic and taking notes. Then I sit down to write. As I write the article, I feel a sense of pride knowing that I am working for a company that is at the forefront of technology. I finish the article and submit it to my editor. He reviews the article and gives me some feedback. I make the changes and publish the article on the company's website. In the coming weeks, I write several more articles about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I enjoy writing about these topics because they are constantly evolving, and there's always something new to learn. I also like the fact that I am able to share my knowledge with the world and help others understand complex concepts. One day I am asked to write an article about a new type of artificial intelligence that can generate realistic images from text prompts. I am excited to write the article, but I am also a little bit nervous. This is a very hot topic and I want to make sure that I get it right. I spend several hours researching the topic and experimenting with the new software myself. I take detailed notes and jot down any questions I have. Then I sit down to write. As I write the article, I feel a sense of accomplishment, knowing that I am able to explain complex concepts in a clear and concise way. I finish the article and submit it to my editor. He reviews the article and gives me some feedback. I make the changes and publish the article on the company's website. The response to the article is overwhelming. I get dozens of comments and emails from readers thanking me for writing the article. Some of the comments are critical, but I take them in stride knowing that I can't please everyone. I am just happy that I was able to provide useful information to others and help them understand this new technology. In the months that follow, I continue to write articles about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I become one of the leading voices in the industry, and I am able to share my knowledge with a wide audience. I am grateful for the opportunity to have been let go from the large corporation. If I hadn't been let go, I would never have applied for the content writer position at the tech company. And if I hadn't applied, I would never have met the people I meet, learned about the latest developments in artificial intelligence and machine learning, or had the chance to share my knowledge with the world. And now for the best part, because of the high demand for AI writers, I am now making more money than I ever did before. In fact, since January, I've earned over $150,000. If you enjoyed this story, you might also like another story I wrote about how AI replaced my job, and now I run a business. Thanks for watching.